Guys, OBS Chevys are great, reliable trucks. But this factory steering has to be one of the worst factory steerings of a vehicle I've ever experienced. Now, if you've ever drove an OBS Chevy, you know they have a ton of steering play in the steering wheel. And especially when you lift them and put bigger tires on, that is gonna be just wandering all over the place. So today we're gonna attempt to fix it with a couple replacement parts, and then I've got an upgraded part to go in to hopefully keep it from swaying around. So let's go ahead and get the jack, get this thing in the air, and get these wheels off. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and get all the parts that we need taken off. And once I get them all off, I'll show you guys everything that we got to go back on. All right, we are completely disassembled. We got everything that we're replacing off, ready to go. We have the steering wheel straight because this will include some alignment stuff. And now it's time to look at what we got. And here we are, here's all of our components. We'll start over here. Brand new billet tie rod sleeves. Bit stronger and ease of adjustability. Also, brand new tie rods, inner and outer. Steering stabilizer, since we got these big wheels and tires, probably good to have. This is for the 6-inch rough country. Gonna be easy install. And new calipers. If you have any type of pull on your truck trying to pull you around, might as well get new calipers because it could be your brake. Go ahead and replace all your brakes while you're at it too. You probably need it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this stuff unpackaged, put together, get ready to go back on the truck. We checked our idler and pitment arm. That's something you're also going to check on your trucks. Mine was really tight, no play in the ball joints at all, so we're gonna leave those for now. All right, tie rods are assembled as close to factory length as possible. Now we need to come in here and get this lower and upper bolt off of the K-member drop here so we can get the steering stabilizer put in. And there it is, all installed. So this will just act as a shock absorber to tighten up the steering, keep it from wandering around. Now we're on to getting the tie rods on. Now that we got our nice billet tie rods on, time to get some new calipers on. These look a heck of a lot better than what we had. Match all the rest of the silver on the truck. And we got new bolts from where we broke our hub last time and bent the bolts a little bit. So these should go in a lot easier. All right, fellas, we have got her back on the ground. Wheels back on, everything tightened up. Now we're gonna try to take care of the loose steering wheel because you know these things got a lot of play. We're gonna do a little gearbox adjustment up here on the front. We're gonna show you how that's done. So if you look down in here, you have your steering gearbox. You can barely see. Might be losing focus. My wrench is on it right there. There's a little nut on the top with an Allen head in the middle. You just put your wrench on that and loosen that nut, and then you can drive that Allen head in with an Allen wrench. Just turn it a little bit, should tighten your steering up, and then you just gotta put your wrench back on and tighten the bolt. And so you guys know, this is what we're working with. Pretty far play. All right, we just got done tightening the steering up. Let's take a look. That's a lot better. We maybe got like an inch on each side instead of a couple inches. Pretty tight. Let's take it for a ride. Gotta love the batteries on these things. All right, guys, out on the road, it is already way better. Used to, I'd have to hold on to this thing for dear life because it was going all over the place, and I just let my hand off and we're riding. And as you can tell, now these trucks have always needed a little bit of adjustment while driving to stay straight, especially if you haven't got your alignment done like I do, which we're gonna do after this. But just look at how little the adjustments I gotta do on the steering wheel now for it to turn. That's turning, that's turning. I mean, this is way better. And of course, that steering stabilizer is now soaking up any of the bumps that will cause our 14 wides to wobble. Having these big wide tires on these type of trucks really just makes them go all over the road. But right now, we're riding pretty dang smooth. Well, fellas, we got her all dialed in. All those parts did pretty good at increasing the ride quality and fixing that terrible Chevy steering. Now, if you do some of these mods and it's still bad, you probably need to check your pitment and idler arm, and you can also change the steering shaft because it's a rag joint. Mine's probably bad, and I'm going to replace it eventually for even tighter steering, but for now, it actually feels pretty good. But yeah, our sleeves looking great. Looks a lot better on the front. Stabilizer doing what it needs to do. Brakes actually stopping. But of course, that's all we're going to be doing on the truck for today. Hope y'all enjoyed. See you next video.